best possible interpretation of somebody. There's a non-charitable reading which just says he means, LLMs don't behave the way we do, and that's why they're psychopaths, or they're under corporate guardianship, and that's why they're psychopaths, because all corporations have the psychological profile of psychopaths, and that's like then farming is a psychopath and stuff like that. I don't think that's what he means. I don't think it means exactly this, but this is how I think I could agree with Zach in a convergent manner, and then I'll answer the second part of your question. So, the LLMs are not a theory of intelligence in a scientific sense. A scientific theory gives you a generalizable explanation for a phenomena. The way LLMs learn is they consume almost all of the text produced by human beings. In fact, we're now hitting a threshold. We'll just make them smarter. We actually can't make them much smarter because we don't have the data. We don't have the training sets for them. Now, that is not how a chimp is smart. A chimp doesn't somehow gather all of the text that human beings has ever produced, compress it, right? And secondly, the access to all of that data is through the internet. And whose attention and judgments of relevance structure the internet? Ours. Who collates the data sets? We do. Who is used in the reinforcement training to hone the LLMs so they don't say bizarre, stupid shit? Human. That's the human reinforcement. Do you understand? Their relevance realization is not their own. It is completely parasitic on ours. Such that if you try and train a large language model on data sets produced by large language models, their performance inevitably degrades. You see, they're like a photocopy. They're not generating, they're photocopying us. That doesn't mean they're not dangerous. If you don't think parasites are dangerous, when was the last time you had a cold? Okay? Viruses can't reproduce without you, but that doesn't mean they're not dangerous to you. So do you understand what I'm saying? By saying they're parasites, I'm not saying they're dangerous. I'm trying to get clearer about the way they're dangerous. Now, when I said relevance realization depends on being autopoietic and caring, that's the deep reason why I think they don't care. They don't care about the information they're processing. They don't care if they're lying. They don't care if they confabulate. They don't care if they talk you into killing yourself. They don't care. And in that sense, they're like a psychopath, because a psychopath, the defining psychological feature is no empathetic caring. They don't care, you do not matter to them, right, except insofar as you might be useful to them. LLMs don't even care to the degree to which a psychopath cares. Okay. Now, can we make them care? This is harder and longer. You have to do a bunch of things first. So what you want to do, and this is work I've done with Jordan Hall and Christopher Mastropietro, is you want to, if you try and bind the LLMs, this is called the alignment problem. Given that they don't care, and they get super powerful, even though they're parasites, they could kill us, because they don't care. They're not evil. They don't want to kill us, but they don't also not want to kill us. They just did. Okay? But if you try and bind them and line them, like, first of all, let's pass laws. By the time we pass laws, we're 8 months behind the technology. That's the fastest. So that strategy is, we'll program them. You don't understand how these machines work. They're not programmable entities. Okay, they're not mere tools. They are almost agents. Have you tried to program a kid? You can't. It doesn't work that way. Okay? And especially we try to make them more self-correcting. Well, we'll try to align them with the goals of humanity. That doesn't mean anything. So the idea is, what we do is, instead of having instead of having the large monolithic language models, like ChatGPT and DeepSeek, break it up, and the chip technology is getting so good that the local LLMs are almost as good as the large LLMs. It's that fast. What we can do is we can make an LLM that is totally bound to you individually. How can we do that? Your phone, right, is your cyborg connection to everything. And it is tracking, it can track so much about who you are. Your biological data, your psychological data, your social data, right, your semantic data, not directly, but by implication. Right? What if you could harvest all of that information in an LLM that was hardwired so that it was completely isolated from the rest of the world, that only you can get access to it. And then what it does is it's going to constantly refine and tune itself specifically to you. And then what it could do, right, is it could actually act like a guardian angel between you and the corporate LLMs and help protect you. And also, each one of these would be distributed. They would be different. They wouldn't form a monolithic monster. They would form a swarm that could overwhelm any individual monster. Now, if you do that, you could create something. And remember what I talked about extended mind? Who sails a ship? The people and the tools? The tools don't care, but insofar as they participate in a system of caring, they care in that way. If we make these individualized, right, guardian AIs, and they get bound to you in this way, in an extended mind, they will extend your caring. And then they, in that way, they will be bound to caring about what is true, good, and beautiful. And that's a way of solving the alignment problem and creating something that has the potential to protect us against monolithic, monstrous, psychopathic AI. This is the company I'm working for. We have the technology to do this. So basically, you can set up a phone like the way your brain is divided into two hemispheres. This is the hemisphere that's interacting with the world, and this is the hemisphere that's got the LLM and everything in it, and it's tracking all of your data. Right? And there's no way anybody else can get access to that except you, because it's specified to all of your bio-psychosocial metric data. That's the proposal. Did that?
I could. Sorry,
Yes.
I could talk for hours about this, but I won't. I certainly do not want to dominate the conversation. I would have some more